Hey, good morning, everybody. Irish Pepper 2A here, and today's video was an idea that was posed to me by somebody that I am on a social networking platform with. And this gentleman asked me to do a video on the social media outage that happened yesterday on March 5th. Okay, so there's a lot of information to cover here, guys, and I'm going to be reading off these papers because the research that I did last night, I just the more I dug, the deeper it went. Okay, so it kind of like went a little bit down the rabbit hole here, but bear with me, and we're gonna link all this together and have it make some sense. So we all know that Facebook and other social media sites went down on February 5th, 2024, at around or about 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And that got me to think, wasn't there also another outage fairly recently? Yes. In perspective of events, this is almost 2 weeks to the day from when the AT&T cell phone service and carriers went goofy. The other significant thing that I want to mention about this is also we all know that yesterday was Super Tuesday. We don't know what's going on here. We don't know why this happened. Everybody's making excuses as to why this happened. There were software malfunctions. There were software updates. There's any plethora of reasons. So when I began to think about the social media outages of yesterday, I went and I looked at the outages of the cell phones on February 22nd. So AT&T is the largest carrier company in the US, and that's the one that was most majorly affected. They have about 241.5 million customers. On February 2nd, there were reported 73,000 plus outages. Now, their daughter company, Cricket, who is obviously owned by AT&T, they reported 13,000 plus outages. Then we go to Verizon that had 4,000, T-Mobile 1,800, and finally Boost Mobile with around 700. So why that's important is you got to look from the largest carrier, their daughter company, and other not as popular carriers. Now we're going to compare those to the social media debacle from yesterday. Meta is Facebook, Facebook Messenger, Instagram, WhatsApp, and I think a couple more. But it's the largest group of linked social media platforms worldwide. With Facebook being the largest, Facebook has over 2 billion daily users. Monthly users, it's more like 3 billion. Yesterday, they experienced almost 500,000 outages, and those were spread across the United States. So let's move down to Instagram. Again, comparing Facebook with US Cellular, Instagram versus Cricket. Instagram had 85,000 plus outages. When studying social media platforms, the most popular platforms in the United States, or I'm thinking anywhere for that matter, YouTube was mentioned as one of the most popular. Now, me personally, I consider YouTube on a different platform. YouTube's not quite such a chat channel as it is a post your videos and then receive the comments. Whereas, Facebook and Instagram, things like that, they're just glorified chat rooms, or instant messaging. where you can be linking up with your friends and things like that. Okay, we all know that. Uh, Given all the subscribers and content creators there are on YouTube, and YouTube again is worldwide, they only experienced just barely over 4,000 complaints. I moved on to finding X, formerly known as Twitter. They had 929 complaints, but their downtime was only an estimated 32 minutes, while Meta platforms suffered for over 2 hours. So you see, the larger, I'm going to keep going on this, the larger ones with the more users were the more affected. And, with length of time, that, I don't get, whatever happened, did it hit them particularly harder? Is it more difficult for their people to, with that many customers or users or whatnot, is it more difficult for them to get things back up and running? I guess that's a fair guess, but still I find it strange that it was the larger ones that experienced the most problem. It always leads back to that things that I've heard about, using, if you want to stay incognito, if you want to stay like under the radar, you don't go out with the popular stuff. You stay with the lesser known things. Then finally, there was Discord. And we're going to touch more on Discord here in a minute. They only had an initial reported outage of 729 and peaking a short time later at 5,256. Now, Discord is really not your traditional social media type platform. It's more a lot more aligned for younger folks, a lot of gamers, and there's servers in there. You have to belong to a server to talk to people. It's not like just going on Facebook and saying, here I am, let's do this, let's talk about something. No, in Discord, you actually have to be in a server and talking to the people in there. It's not an overall generalized platform. So the information that I found this on was from a website that I found last night called downdetector.com. And you can go on there and you can type in certain keywords and it will lead you to the algorithms of media platforms within the past 24 hours. And I'm going to share some pictures here right now of Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Discord, etc. I'm going to share those photos here right now, and you can see, look, you're going to see it's going to look like a heartbeat. There's going to be a spike, and then it's going to level off. And I apologize for these pictures, guys. They're not the best pictures. They were photos that I took of a computer screen while I was at work when I was doing this research. But, this Down Detector is an interesting site. I would advise you to go on there and check out some things for yourself. It was really interesting. They have all sorts of interaction there. You can look up other countries, and there's even a clickable map that has highlights of the areas, specifically in the United States, highlights of the areas that were most affected. So let's take a look at those pictures right now. With doing all this, I did try to research also some foreign social media platforms, but Down Detector really doesn't help that much with them. And as diligently as I tried, I couldn't find much. The one that I did find was a report on Telegram. I don't know if anybody's familiar with Telegram, how many people use Telegram. They're fairly decent sized. They have a nice user base, but they are based out of the United Arab Emirates. During the outages here in the US, Telegram received a total of 21 problems. 21 people reported a problem with Telegram. And you know, I don't know if the time was correct and where I was looking, because they're on the other side of the earth. It could be completely, you know, unaligned with when this went down in the US. So take that with a grain of salt. But nonetheless, while if you go to this downdetector.com and you'll look, you can see the algorithms and you're going to see they all compare. You know, even Gmail and some stuff from Google had a small spike right at around 10 a.m. Right at around 10 a.m. You know, it's creepy. I don't know. You know, to really get a control on this and make it a decent experiment, I'm going to have to go to Down Detector again and see if there's any type of pattern. Maybe I'll go there next Wednesday. I'm definitely going to go tomorrow. If I see a pattern of every Wednesday at 10 a.m., there's a spike, or every day at 10 a.m. there's a spike, I will do a follow-up video and let you know. Okay guys, so with all that information being presented just now, is it possible that they are testing the waters, or was this just some big coincidence? For that stuff to happen in less than 2 weeks apart from each other, I'm sorry, I'm not finding it as a coincidence. I'm really not. You know, is there, you know, testing going on for possibly a communication blackout? We don't know at this point, but the facts and what's going on right now could make it very plausible. I don't think, as I said, I don't think this is a coincidence. And, you know, one other thing I want to touch on is this phenomenon was also depicted in the movie Leave the World Behind. That's how the beginning of the movie started. And a friend of mine and I were joking on Discord last night about, you know, how, you know, good Lord, I mean, this really happened. I mean, you know, something like this really happened in the movie. And the movie was done, you know, a year ago or something, I think. You know, it's been out for a while. So, that being said, that's Hollywood. But, you know, Hollywood has their own skeletons in the closet, I do believe. So, if you found the information in this video intriguing, interesting, if you found it stupid, you know, that's fine. Go ahead and please leave a comment. I will do, as I said, a follow-up video after I find out some more information and get that control of, you know, any algorithms and things going on like that. If you all find out any additional information, please feel free to hit me up, leave a comment here, let me know what you're thinking, you know, and things like that. You know, I just, you know, crave to get the information out. I crave information and I want to share it with as many people as I possibly can. So with that being said, guys, Irish Pepper 2A, I'm going to sign off. I hope you all have a blessed day. Stay safe. Take care.